You should buy Alphabet stock. Alphabet company has three main parts of it. One, Google; two, YouTube; three, Waymo. I believe there's other parts too, but those are the three main parts: Google, YouTube, and Waymo. Um, those are the first two are very profitable companies. The third one is more of an investment into the long term future. For those, everyone knows what YouTube and Google is because they're on YouTube right now, and everyone uses Google basically. And then Waymo, in case you don't know, is self-driving cars. Google is one of the top five companies invested in self-driving cars in the world. Tesla is probably the other biggest one, but Google's Waymo is very invested in self-driving cars, and self-driving cars are the way of the future, and it should be a really good investment for Alphabet. It's going to take a long time. It should take about 30 years for that investment to pay off, but someday it probably will pay off. Hopefully. Well, I like to have self-driving cars because that means accidents will decrease in the future and more people's lives will be saved. That's why self-driving cars are a good thing. And then people don't have to drive anymore, so it's less hassle for people anyways. It's safer and better. Anyways, Waymo. YouTube, we'll talk about YouTube next. YouTube I think, is a very important platform. It's one of the most important apps on mobile. It's one of the most important websites on PC. It is. Now, Google also has Chrome. Yeah, well, that's part of Google, but yeah. So there's YouTube. And YouTube is going to be a very big platform for content creation moving forward. It's sort of been losing the war against TikTok past few years as far as growth, but TikTok's been growing more than YouTube. And honestly, YouTube's not really growing anymore. YouTube is more like in the point where like Facebook was at. Uh, YouTube is at the point where like Facebook was at like 5 years ago, where it stopped growing. There's a point like 5 years ago or 8 years ago, Facebook stopped growing. That's where YouTube is right now. YouTube's not really growing anymore. They stopped growing like 2 years ago. However, um, it's such a big platform that it kind of doesn't matter that it's not growing anymore because it's an established thing. YouTube is an established thing and it's going to be here for a very long time. And it's very important that people make content for YouTube and people learn things from YouTube because there's so much to learn on YouTube. It's such a big place to browse information and to consume things. And YouTube is going to be very important moving forward. And then Google is the third important, probably the most important part of Alphabet. The most profitable part of Alphabet is Google, where they sell advertising for people to put up ads on people's websites. And the Google search makes a lot of money from advertisements. AdSense. Google is the biggest search engine in the world. No other search engine even competes. I guess Bing is the second biggest search engine. Microsoft owns Bing, but Google is far and away the biggest search engine in the world. When you search something on Chrome or whatever, it goes straight to a Google search. The thing is, I think more and more people are going to be Google searching things moving forward. I think Google searches are going to be more and more popular. I think you want to be invested in that because um, it's people are going to start to realize the amount of sheer information they can get from just Google and YouTube alone is actually far more than they can get from other places, and they're going to realize, oh, this could be from an educational perspective, this is kind of better than college. I'm learning more on YouTube than I learned in college. So, college there's testing and there's essays and there's ways to prove your performance of the information. But as far as learning things, YouTube is invaluable for learning things, and Google is invaluable for learning things. And um, you know, you want to be invested in the future, and I think Google is the future as far as uh, they make a lot of money too. They make a real lot of revenue. So even if interest rates go up and the borrowing rates go down, Google makes so much money from revenue. It doesn't matter that if interest rates go up, if the economy slows down, if there's inflation. This company's going to have problems, and but obviously, if the inflation is really bad, then Google's going to have big problems. But who knows how bad the inflation is going to be? You don't know. And the thing is about YouTube, like I was watching a YouTube video last night, or a few YouTube videos last night about writing poetry, and I don't share that much poetry on this channel. I share more poetry on TikTok, to be honest, but I'm trying to be a professional poet on TikTok. But I share some spoken word here on YouTube, but it's mostly I'm trying to focus on putting poetry onto my TikTok channel. The thing is is like you can learn so much about poetry on YouTube. There's like so much information to learn about poetry. It's really it's like unlimited information to learn about poetry, and I'm immersed in it. I'm immersed in it. They could just there. I think people are just beginning to understand the amount of things you can learn on YouTube. I think people are just beginning to understand. Like people are like still going to like college and stuff for like college lectures. Dude, you don't really need college lectures when you can learn everything you want to learn on YouTube. Now, you got to have a testing mechanism to prove you can test and know the material and all that stuff. You got to prove I have a testing thing. But these lectures are so good on YouTube. Like, they're just like regular people. They're not even professors. Like teaching you how to analyze poetry. And obviously, maybe the more technical fields like science or medicine or law or whatever, you might need a more interactive professor where you got to be there and participate in the participate in the classroom. But for some things, you just need Google and YouTube and all this basic stuff. So I'm saying from an educational perspective and from a content creation perspective and a social media perspective, there's so many things that can be done using Alphabet, YouTube, and Google that I think this is the company that you want to be invested in. Now, is YouTube growing? No, YouTube's not growing. However, it's already a successful platform. It doesn't need to grow because it's already a successful platform. It's like Facebook. Is Facebook growing? Well, no, Facebook isn't growing, but it's already a successful platform. Facebook already makes a lot of money, so Facebook doesn't need to grow that much. In the same way, YouTube doesn't need to grow that much. Um, Young people don't watch as much cable television as much as other people, so advertisers know they need to advertise on YouTube or Twitch or some other platform young people watch to get the young people's attention. You can't advertise on CNBC or MSNBC or Fox News to attract young people. You can advertise there to attract people in their 60s, but to attract young people, you got to advertise on YouTube. Now, will the advertising industry shrink as more and more people get involved in the advertising industry? Yeah, sure it will. Sure, the advertising industry will shrink, but there's a lot of good things come from advertising. So Google is an advertising company. YouTube is basically an advertising company too. They makes money from ads from their um, video sharing website. But anyways, that's why those are all the reasons I think you should buy Alphabet stock. It's a really good company. I like being a part of it. I think the internet's something you want to invest your time into, and it's a place you want to be. Let me know in the comments below. Um, Let me know in the comments below what do you agree with me or disagree with me about Alphabet stock? I think it's a really good stock to buy. Alphabet should go up a lot in the future. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Alphabet stock. Please subscribe to this channel to be part of the community. And please like this video. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.